Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Orphanlast, aka Skylar Madison, and today is the birthday of my channel. I'm going to basically be discussing a year in retrospect. What is it that I've done throughout the year with my YouTube channel? What is it that I've accomplished? What is it that I've been doing? How has my channel evolved throughout the months that my channel has been alive? The content that you're seeing on the screen right now is my first video. It's titled, What is OpenToons and Who is Orphanlast? And this is my first animation ever. Of course, you know, it's unfinished and everything like that, and it's not playing at its true play speed. But it is pretty good for someone's first animation, and this got me encouraged to start making a blog about it, because animation has always been something that I've wanted to do. And OpenToons is a free, full-featured animation suite, which has made animations such as Balto, Anastasia, Princess Mononoke, Spirited Away, Steven Universe, Futurama, and more. So this is an amazing program, and it comes to you with no price at all. And with that first video, I felt it was important to basically tie my channel to OpenToons just with the very first video in order to form an identity for the channel. Now, this content that you're seeing on the screen right now is one of the first videos in the video series oriented around teaching the utmost basics of OpenToons. And there are a lot of things that I'm proud about when it comes to this video series. It comes in a playlist on my channel, but there are a number of things that I don't like about it, such as I didn't have much control over my living environment. So a lot of the time there's just all this background noise. I didn't have a very good microphone. I do now. There's a watermark on the screen, and so I was just working with what I had at that moment. So there was a lot of frustration there, and I am going to create a crowdsourcing campaign pretty soon here for something called collapsible windows. It's basically going to be a cosmetic change to the user interface with OpenToons, and once that gets fully funded and developed and then released to the public, OpenToons will look so dramatically different that it may confuse viewers to be watching these older videos. So I do plan on actually completely restarting, making those basic how to use OpenToons for beginners videos all over again, starting all over with that, so that I have a better chance to basically provide a more professional image to newcomers to my channel. The people who have the first impression of my channel are probably going to be the people who are just trying to learn OpenToons, and so it really does need to be remade. So I am looking forward to that, and I am looking forward to basically discussing more topics. Now, the content that you're seeing on the screen right now is something called curvilinear perspective. Curvilinear perspective is most commonly referred to as fisheye perspective, and there's a lot of different varieties, different types of forms of fisheye or curvilinear perspective. Basically, fisheye and curvilinear perspective are really fancy ways of saying how to draw panoramic images. Okay, so basically it allows you to turn your head. Linear perspective has served us for a very long time, and it is very effective, and there is no reason to do away with it at all. But the thing is it only provides a 60-degree cone of vision, so there's no way that you can actually turn your head or turn the camera. And being able to turn the camera, to do a camera tilt, to swivel the camera, is actually something that you might want to know how to do if you happen to do something like 2D animation. And so I feel as though this is something that is unique. I've looked high and low throughout the internet, throughout YouTube, and I've only found a few channels that discuss curvilinear perspective, and 90% of the time they refer to it as fisheye perspective, basically the misnomer title for curvilinear perspective, which isn't encouraging, and they only teach 5-point perspective. And right now, although you're looking at 5-point perspective right now, what you're looking at is the convex version of it, which is a version that you don't see all too often, but you can find it on YouTube. But I do discuss other forms of it. I discuss 5-point perspective, both concave and convex. I discuss 4-point perspective as well. And eventually I'll get into like 6-point perspective, and I'll also discuss more on 4-point perspective as well. Because basically what I've taught so far about 4-point perspective is the equivalent of 2-point perspective, whereas with 3-point perspective you're able to look up or look down. Eventually I'll tackle how to look up and how to look down with 4-point perspective. Now, this is really unique. I can't stress how useful this series is. It comes as a playlist on my channel. I have purchased a few books on it, but the only good books out there are actually in different languages. This isn't something that's widely taught in the Western world, and when people happen to learn it, they usually learn it in college, and it's taught verbally with a whiteboard. There's no actual textbooks out there about this that I can find in English. At least I haven't been able to find any that are any good. So here you can actually see me draw out a character. And the interesting thing about this particular thing here is basically I made what's called a little planet with this convex version of 5-point perspective, and it allows you to basically animate something and go from one horizon to the other, which is absolutely phenomenal. Most people have no idea how to do this, and so if this is something that you're interested in, I highly suggest that you subscribe to my channel. Now, this right here was the beginning. This, what you're seeing on the screen right now, this was the beginning of me reporting on the news for OpenTunes. This was the release of OpenTunes 1.1.3, and it offered a number of really good features, a lot of bug fixes. Now, OpenTunes, it's not quite at optimum operational capacity, but it did animate Balto, and in my opinion, Balto is every bit as well animated as any Disney product out there that they've created with 2D animation. It's every bit as good. You know, what have you got to... It's free. What have you got to lose? And so this was pretty interesting. It kind of changed the identity of my channel from just being about me offering tutorials on how to animate and how to draw really cool backgrounds to me discussing what's up and coming, what could possibly be up and coming if people are willing to donate to some developer to basically produce a new bug fix or new tool. So this next video was my first official OpenTunes news video, and I'll go ahead and play a little snippet of that. Basically, what this bounty is requesting is a new tool at our disposal, which is, it'd be nice to be able to draw your backgrounds in OpenTunes. As it currently stands, the program seems to lack the necessary tools for effectively drawing your backgrounds in perspective in OpenTunes. So it'd be nice to have something like that, the assistant tool in Krita, and having that in OpenTunes, especially their vanishing point and fisheye perspective guide. So basically what I was requesting there in that little snippet there was the ability to lock your brush to some customized guides, which would make it so that you could easily draw out in things in perspective really easily without having to struggle with the computer. Now, I am happy to announce that this specific feature has actually been fully funded. And let me play another clip, a little snippet from one of my other videos. So I've kind of got this little comparison model here. The corporate software model is in the red. The open source software model is to the right. Okay, so with the corporate software model, the company endorses content creators on YouTube, and the company can expect money and marketing exposure for the endorsement. So once a YouTuber gets something like 10,000 to 1 million subscribers, a lot of times the YouTuber can either approach a company, or the company can approach the YouTuber and say, hey, we'll be able to give you something for free if you do something like an unboxing or a product review or something like that. And if your channel is big enough, they'll not only say, hey, we'll be willing to give you a Cintiq, but also offer you something like $600 for just one video. And so that's pretty cool. So that's how, and what the company gets out of that is, once they're able to see that you have so many viewers and you get a lot of views and a lot of minutes watched, they have these statistics to kind of calculate the estimated amount of sales that they're probably going to get, because you happen to have featured their product on your video. So that's how it works with commercial software. Now, this is the way that I look at it with open source software. It's the content creator on YouTube that endorses the open source software that the content creator either likes or sees that the open source program that shows promise in some way. And the content creator gets paid in the form of a free program that progressively gets more and more competitive, more and more professional when compared to something like commercial software. And throughout the time that I've been blogging here on YouTube, I have gained 638 subscribers in my first year. And in that time, I have also been able to provide you guys 129 videos. I hope that I can provide more for you guys. Hopefully net neutrality doesn't wind up shutting me down, but I guess we'll see. Anyways, guys, thank you for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any interest in watching any of my other videos, feel free to check out any of the videos that you see on the screen right now. Have a great day.